Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a review for the film X-Men Apocalypse. Now this is the ninth film in the X-Men film series, because you know they had the original trilogy, then they had like the two prequel films, and then like the two Wolverine films, and they also consider Deadpool part of the X-Men like film franchise, which I'm still kind of just noticing. I know he's kind of part of like the Weapon X program, which like I think made like Wolverine and stuff like that. But now that I see they're actually considering like the Deadpool film itself part of the X-Men film franchise. So X-Men Apocalypse, this new one right now, is actually like the ninth film in the X-Men film series. Well, this film it deals with the idea that this ancient mutant who awakens in the year 1983, because of course this is still doing like the prequel films, like X-Men First Class and like Days of the Future Past is still doing that era when like the X-Men were like younger. So like Professor Xavier, like Magneto and stuff like that, they're like younger, before everything, before like the original films, which were set more like in our time, like modern time. Well, like this ancient mutant, he awakens in 1983, and he plans to cleanse the human race and like take over the world, like like the typical like villain wants to like take over the world and stuff like that. So of course the X-Men have to team up and try to stop him and his team, because when he is resurrected, he acquires like four people that he considers like his four horsemen. But I'll touch on all that as I go out through through my review. Well, I thought this was like again, this one is directed by Bryan Singer again, because he directed like I know he directed like the first X-Men film, and I think X-Men 2 if I'm not mistaken, and the Days of Future Past. But he returns to direct this one again. I kind of anticipated that I would enjoy this film. I thought it was good. Like the action scenes throughout were like fun and awesome. But like the main action sequence that stood out to me was the scene with like Quicksilver again. And I remember he had like a scene like in the Days of the Future Past that was kind of hot at the time. Where like Quicksilver was running around, and he had to like save everybody and stuff. Well, in this particular one, like Apocalypse shows up at I'm gonna touch on him too, but this particular scene, Apocalypse actually shows up at the Xavier's like academy for the mutants, and he causes like chaos and stuff like that. But then at this one point, it's like this explosion happens, so Quicksilver has to run through like the whole academy and save everybody in there, and it's like also scene, I ain't gonna lie, it's so cool. I don't know if I have even seen like a fast type special effects done that fast. I mean that good, like the visuals are just cool. To me, that was probably the coolest sequence in the film, where he had to rescue everybody out the academy and stuff. But yeah, like other than that, and other sequences in the film too as well. Like like a lot of things, like Apocalypse himself. Now throughout the trailer and stuff like that, and I was familiar with the Apocalypse villain. I'm very familiar with him. And he does actually look how he kind of looks like from the comics and stuff like that, or like the cartoons and stuff. I'm very familiar with that villain. I knew Apocalypse very well. But like they claim that he was like the first mutant. But when you actually see it in the film itself, it's like he's actually made by other mutants, because when they're actually creating him like in the beginning of the film, but y'all want like spoilers, it's like way back in ancient times, like I think like 36,000 years ago or something like that, you actually see them shooting like these other mutants, shooting their powers and abilities to actually create Apocalypse from this other person, who is played by what's his name? Yeah, Isaac, I forget his name. Yeah, Oscar Isaac, he played Poe Dameron on the Star Wars The Force Awakens, he is actually Apocalypse in this film, So when they actually created him, it's like actually other mutants like created him, but they claimed that he was like the first mutant, so I kind of like threw me off, I thought Apocalypse just was showed up out of nowhere, was just created out of nothing, But at the same time, you actually see that he was actually created by like other like mutants, like mutant looking people basically. I thought was kind of odd too. They don't really like touch on or explain like what Apocalypse, like his powers, like what he is doing. He basically has the power to like to turn people into like sand and stuff like that. He could just do something like that and just turn into sand, or he could make them into the wall and stuff like that. They don't really like touch on like what he was doing, like what he's capable of basically. But yeah, I thought this was a decent film. You also see like other like X-Men, like you see like Jubilee, you see like Nightcrawler, you see like Psylocke and stuff like that. You see them showing up in the film too. I think now I know Nightcrawler was in a couple of ones, but I think Psylocke, I think this was like her first appearance in the X-Men film. I'm familiar with that character too, But you also get to see this new version of like well, you know, like Storm and stuff like that, where, you know, and she looks cool. I think she's an attractive actress, you know. But you have James McAvoy as the Professor Xavier again. You have Michael Fassbender as Magneto, you know. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, you know. All of them are back in the film, you know. Oscar Isaac, like I said, as Apocalypse, you know. Apocalypse, I thought he was decent looking. He was okay looking, you know. I just expected him to be more kind of like sinister and more like evil than he was, you know, because he kind of seemed kind of like dull to a certain extent. But he was okay though. He looked like how he looked, you know. I thought he does look how he looked, you know. But then it had like some cool, like I said, like action sequences and stuff like that too as well, you know. But I don't want to touch on all that, you know. I thought this was like a decent X-Men film. So then I'd be giving X-Men Apocalypse, I'm aiming at a B- for this film. I would recommend it for like X-Men film fans or like Marvel Comics film fans. You know? Oh yeah, Stan Lee makes like the usual cameo appearance too as well. He was also in what was the other one he was in? Yeah, he showed up in Captain America Civil War 2. I don't think I mentioned in my review. He made a cameo in that as usual, you know. Okay, so that's my review for X-Men Apocalypse, which I am giving a B-, and I'll catch y'all later.